Hey there, Duncan here from Photonic Growth. In this quick video, I'm going to run through some ways that you can use the new advancements in AI to help you generate solar leads, whether you're doing that for clients or whether you're a solar rep or you have a solar company. So in this video, I'm going to be focused on image creatives because Facebook ads, particularly one thing that I found, and I'm sure you've noticed as well, is if you're running Facebook ads, the images tend to burn out and people get bored. They don't respond to them anymore. So having a way to have lots of unique images that aren't just the same old stock boring images is really powerful. And I'm going to show you how you can come up with infinite ad creatives like super quickly and easily. Like here's some random images that I've been making for solar ads and images. Like this is some kind of, if you're like a superhero installer, you have a superhero installation team, maybe this is something you could run with. This is one where I have this architecture, sci-fi, nature theme going on. Don't know exactly how to describe it, but this is one of the ones I made. This is more of like a anime look, although you might find that you get a high click-through rate with this one, but maybe people not actually filling out the lead form. I'll let you work out why. Some other kind of conceptual ones. Obviously, like this is pushing it a little bit with this solar-powered Ferrari. I don't know if Ferrari would like this one, but you can. It shows you some of the ranges stuff that you can come up with. I like these historical ones, like imagining if there were solar panels in the past, kind of ancient alien style almost. So I kind of enjoy doing that. But basically what we're using here is some software called Midjourney. So you might have heard of this, but it takes a little bit of tweaking to get the best results out of. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. So this is what it looks like when you're using Midjourney. It works inside Discord. So if you're a gamer, you're already set to go with that one. But Discord, if you're not familiar, it's a bit like Slack or even, dare I say, WhatsApp. It's a chat app and makes it super simple to come up with ideas, and you can see what other people are making too. So it's quite a good interface for that. But basically, this is how you make images. So you type a prompt, and this part here, where it says solar panels on a house environment designed by Arkip Kundisi, and then this dashes and stuff here. Basically, what I'm doing here is telling the AI what I want. So solar panels on a house, pretty simple. And then I'm saying that I want the environment to be designed by a specific artist. Now I'm going to, in a second, tell you how to come up with artists and give it references and stuff like this. There's actually a super simple way to do that, so you don't have to have a art degree to give it these kind of references. And then this part here is actually, this is not a great example because I've done it wrong here. You're supposed to include a space, but basically this part where it says AR 16:9, that stands for aspect ratio. So this is like if you want the image to be square, portrait, landscape, this is how you do it. And then V5 just means like version 5 of Midjourney. So that's currently, at the time of making this video, things are moving on pretty fast. But currently that is the latest and I think the best version to be using. So we've got some other ones here. Like this is like a sort of illustrated collage kind of thing of some different houses. As you can see, it's not really like accurate to how you would design a house in real life, but it looks kind of cool. Just to give you an idea of the sort of range again of stuff you can come up with. So we got another collage. This time a more abstract one with solar panels kind of jammed in the middle there of what looks like some Spanish style houses. And then we've got a bunch of other random designs. As you can see, like some of these, it strays into more of the conceptual where you have solar panels that are not in the place where you would probably install them, but it still looks kind of cool. And then other ones where it is a little bit more accurate. So this is the list I was talking about of getting references for different artist styles. So as you can see, there's like a screenshot from it. But basically, some people have made this spreadsheet here, and basically it's like a list of several hundred different artists with examples of their styles. And then it will have examples of images that have been created using Midjourney based on the style. And so, like, the way that I tend to do this is type style by and then the name of the artist, or I also find environment design by and then the name of the artist works pretty well. So I'll show you step by step how to do that in a second. I'm just going to show you a few more examples because I think this is the best way to kind of wrap your head around what's possible here, is just show a wide range of examples. So we got this one here is like the style here that I used was Cottagecore, and that actually came out of Midjourney itself. So another thing you can do is you can actually put in an image that has been created elsewhere, and then it'll tell you what it thinks it's seeing in the image and the style references and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So cottagecore is a term that actually came up with from Midjourney itself. So this one could be great if you were selling like off-grid systems. I think this would be good. There's some more like different architecture style, architecture design styles, a little bit more fantasy architecture here, and then this one, like, it's a haunted mansion with solar panels. You get the idea. There's quite a lot of different stuff you can do, and all these were created just by saying solar panels on a house and then a different artist style. So it's just about finding the right references a lot of times. There's people going around saying you need to put in these really complicated prompts, but I've actually found the more simple prompts tend to work really well. So again, some different styles here, quite like this one. And then this one here, like if you think of some comedy ones, like we all like to talk about how evil the electric company is. So I thought this would be a good one to kind of get your mind going with ideas with that. So how do you actually do this? Well, firstly, like you need to sign up for Midjourney. So if you just go to midjourney.com and then click join the beta, it's going to give you a invite to join Discord. And then if you already have Discord, it'll just open it and you'll see this kind of thing. If not, you'll have to sign up for a Discord account and get logged in and everything. I'm not going to show you that here because it's pretty self-explanatory, but once you've done that, you're going to go over to one of these newbies channels, and then you'll start not only being able to type in your own prompts and get your own images, but you'll also be able to see what other people are doing. And that's going to be really helpful because you can see exactly the prompt that they've put in and the result that they've got. And so that is really the quickest way to start experimenting and start seeing, the inputs and outputs, and then you can pick it up pretty quickly in my experience. So I'm not going to post in the newbies channel because I've already got an account. Basically, you get like a whole bunch of images for free, and then eventually you do have to subscribe, and it starts from like currently about $10 a month. But let's say we wanted to come up with some more like ideas for evil electric company. So if one thing you do is just start with the concept and not complicate it. So what you do to do that is just type /imagine, and then let's say evil electric company, and that's it. And then press enter, and it's going to take a few seconds to start. Normally it takes about a minute to actually produce an image, but it can be a lot quicker than that, or it can be slower, depending on how many other people are using it at the same time. And if you're on the free plan, then it's going to be a little slower. So I see the concept that it's kind of created here. Looks like it's gone quite literal here, and it's kind of produced some logos. It's sort of like a logo for an evil electric company, which is kind of funny in itself. One thing you will notice, though, is that it does not handle text right now. There's actually a new model that's coming out that is probably going to get integrated with Midjourney at some point that can do text really well. That's going to open up a whole bunch of opportunities. But right now, you can't really do text. You can see it just does this, like, it's basically text from someone who can't read or understand writing, and it just kind of does things that look like letters and look like words, but it's, yeah, so you don't want that. There's ways to try and like stop it putting text in there, but I'm not going to cover that right now because it gets a little too into the weeds. The main thing you want to know is how to produce these images. So let's say we want like let's say like an evil villain working at the electric company. I'm going to say also sometimes it's helpful to say a photo of, because then that means that you're not going to get like a logo or an anime kind of look. If you want an anime style, there's a perfect way to do that works amazingly well. Personally, I'm not so into the whole anime look, but if that's the kind of images you want to produce, then I'll show you that in 1 second. But hopefully, so far we've given you a bit of an overview of what's possible, and then started to set you up with actually being able to experiment with this yourself. And the thing that I think is great about this is that you can just come up with all these wacky concepts for your ad creatives, and then you can create the perfect image, which like actually says the concept right here. So I think we're starting to get closer now to this like evil electric company concept here. You can see the image kind of starting to develop over time. So it's apparently 93% done right now, and it kind of gets less and less fuzzy. Cool. So we've got some options here. These are quite funny. I quite like these. So, I mean, actually it sort of did the text behind him there. It's quite unusual that it did that. But I reckon like this top right one and the bottom left one, I think those could go quite well if you come up with some clever ad copy about, how the electric company is, being sneaky and evil and generally bad, and how solar is so much better. You could definitely do something with that. So one more thing, just practically, it gives you this. It always gives you 4 options, right? And click them here. And so if you want to use one of these, you're going to want a higher resolution version. And so the way you do that, let's say if I wanted this top right one, you click sorry, it's the wrong one, U2, because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to get both now, but basically I wanted number 2, and by clicking U2, I'm saying upscale number 2, option 2. So in a second, and it's normally quicker to do this than making the images from scratch, I've got a much bigger, higher resolution version that I can use for Facebook. And so like, that's a square one. And if you look at the Facebook ads guidelines, you can do 1-to-1 or taller or wider images. So that's fine. But if you want to do different aspect ratios, then you can do it this way. So like I said at the beginning, if you type --AR and then 16:9, that's going to give you a widescreen version that you could use in a video. Or if you wanted a portrait one, you just reverse that, and that's going to give you a portrait version. So it's going to give you basically an entirely different image. So it is best to start with, if you're aiming for a certain like size of image, it's best to do that from the start. So then you're not going to get frustrated with getting like a nice, perfect square one, but then you need a widescreen or a portrait one that, you have to regenerate, and it ends up being slightly different. There are some ways to get it to be really similar to the one that you created, but again, it gets a little bit technical. And it never 100% does exactly what you ask. But basically, there are ways to get it to nudge it more in the direction you want. Now, before I wrap this up, I'm going to show you one more thing, because I did mention that I tell you how to do the anime style edits. So if you put this time /settings and then press enter, it's going to come up with some options here. So you can kind of work out and experiment with these different ones, but the main one here to get the anime style is to put Niji version 4. And then if I put the same prompt in again, so imagine and put the prompt, it's going to now give me like a more anime style version. I maybe should have not put photo here, but it's probably still going to give me an anime illustration. But let's take a quick look at these ones. These are also kind of funny. I actually love all of these. I mean, I'd say that one's my favorite. But yeah, these are funny. And of course, you can, with dynamic creatives and everything, you can put a bunch of these in and then just see which one people respond to. And that again is the beauty of this system, because you're just feeding the machine learning algorithms with Facebook ads or whichever ad platform you're using, and you're giving it so much more room to experiment and find out what resonates with people best by just feeding it more images, because it tends to be other ways of just a pain in the ass to come up with all this image-based creative all the time. Whereas I find this is actually quite fun, just coming up with wacky ideas and putting them in. So yeah, this is like the more anime style villain. Again, kind of cool. I'm sure you can come up with plenty more ideas on how to experiment and do this. If you do want to learn some more ideas, techniques, strategies on how to generate your own solar leads really effectively and get more sales, then I have a whole course on this. Go to masterclass.photonicgrowth.com. That's going to be a link in the description as well. And I've got a whole masterclass that I'm building, adding examples, case studies, everything. It's going to be constantly added to. But you can buy that right now for a limited time price of just $7. So if you want to improve your results with your generating your own solar leads, then definitely check that out. Link in the description. And thanks for watching this.